All right. So that was what happened at her office today. But I want to pick up a larger question and talk about a larger question. You may or may not agree with Kangana Ranaut or the kind of statements that he has been making, invoking, religion, politics, and everything else. Directly taking on the Uddhav Thackeray government, speaking the way she did against the chief minister. But the fact is that the BMC, the way it moved in today, with the kind of hurry that we saw the BMC moving in today, once again raises the question whether agencies, whosoever may be in power, are being used by the political parties or the government in power to, in fact, settle scores. Now, remember, I just want to, in fact, take you to the role of the BMC as well. In Mumbai, between January 2016 to July 2017, BMC received 52,154 verified complaints on illegal structures, out of which 21,873 notices were issued and only 5,461 demolitions saw the light of the day. Meanwhile, actor Kangana Ranaut and Shiv Sena government are at the loggerheads for a while now. Both of them have been bad-mouthing each other, and now this has come to the demolition of Kangana's office. On the other hand, yesterday when Riya Chakravarti was arrested, remember, Riya has not confessed yet to consuming drugs. At least with what we saw, the NCB remand copy, it doesn't say that she has accepted that she consumed drugs. It also, the NCB has not been able to, and this was on record, a bite given by an NCB official, that that Riya Chakravarti, as of now, they have not found anything in her possession as well. The NCB remand copy also says that she was procuring and purchasing drugs for actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Importantly, on the other hand, the question yesterday that the NCB arrested Riya Chakravarti after saying that she was cooperating and did not even seek the remand or a custody for Riya Chakravarti further. Once again, a lot of voices saying that this is possibly another example of misuse of a central agency. Let's just directly take this question, in fact, to our guest right now. Joining me on the broadcast this evening, Mr. Umakant Mishra. He is a former, officer of the NCB, a former additional director of the NCB, who is joining us this evening. We are going to be joined by a few other guests as well at this moment. But let me very quickly start with you, Mr. Mishra. Sir, yesterday, the way it was arrested, because we are not trying to draw two parallels, but we are just trying to understand the question that was also raised by a former top cop, Commissioner of Mumbai, a very respected police officer, Mr. Julio Ribeiro, who said if the agencies are out to get you, they will find some reason to get you. For an NCB, which is an agency which, usually deals with international, interstate drug rackets, for arresting somebody for smoking or procuring some amount of marijuana, and then, of course, not even seeking a custody. Do you think, sir, the agency is overstepped?
Ankit ji, let me start this by referring to the love aspect of it. We are bounding the theory that everything is fair in love and war. It's not so. NCB was not given the mandate to investigate love. You see, the Enforcement Directorate has forwarded certain messages which clearly showed that a transaction in drugs were going on. So that was the basis. Howsoever small it may be, it was a crime and there was prima facie reason to investigate it further. Like, for an example, I tell you that somebody is telling a story that Kangana was also taking drugs. So if there is some concrete proof or something like a WhatsApp message which has been forwarded in Riya's case, would be there to accompany it. Yes, I think this should be investigated. Now, the question is why NCB did not take remand of Riya. You see, Riya has been investigated 3 days, 3 continuous days. All the other accomplices have been there, and the remand custody of the other accomplices were taken only to confront and corroborate what were there in group chat and what was disclosed during those interrogations. So, you see, there is a difference between a remand, NCB remand, and a judicial custody. If you are not taken NCB remand for investigation, you should be happy. Because judicial custody, it goes, you go, there is nothing to do with the investigative agency further. You see, NCB is
No,
an
but then that's
intelligence
the question.
agency
If
as well.
sir,
The
you've
lot of
hit the nail on its
record,
head. You yourself were saying, sir, let me allow me to come in, sir. You yourself were saying you should be happy that you are in judicial custody because agencies don't have anything to do with you. The officer who was in charge, the deputy DG, Mr. Jain, he came out and said she has been cooperating. If she was cooperating, and if the agency doesn't want it, they have nothing to do with her. Even if they send her to judicial custody, they could have sent her back home. If they wanted, they could have called her again if there was any need for interrogation. The only reason why I'm asking this question again is, sir, because they themselves came out and said nothing has been so far recovered from her. There is the NCB remand copy says that everything that we have compiled so far, all the statements say that they were procuring it for Sushant Singh Rajput. Don't you think, sir, and you yourself have said that the NCB is tough on people, those who supply and procure, rather than those who are the end consumers?
Very right, Ankit. I will explain it by referring it to the sections that NCB invoked. Issue the sections also include 27 capital A. You will notice it is a legal interpretation, of course. You will notice that 8C, 22 and 27A and 29. You see, here I will again refer to two seizures that NCB made. One 10 days ago, which was small quantity, and the other was 3 days ago from Anuj Keswani, which was large quantity. Why I am referring to this is, you see, NCB is doing a fair investigation. To my opinion, NCB is doing a fair investigation. Why? Because if NCB wanted to invoke a stringent kind of a witch hunt that you were referring to, somebody else was referring to that, it was NCB was coming very heavily on Ria, or it is a witch hunt or something. If NCB would have done that, the Anuj Keswani seizure, which is definitely a commercial quantity seizure, they would have linked it directly. So there would have been no point of escape for Ria. Here what I tell you, why they have arrested is the section. You have to refer to the section. Section 27A does not have that boundary of small quantity or commercial quantity. It simply refers to financing, procuring and kind of harboring whosoever does those criminal offences defined in the 2(8) of the definition of NDPS Act. So this is exactly that. That 27A section is very dangerous because the minimum punishment is 10 years and it is a cognizable offence. So once somebody commits a cognizable offence, you have to arrest her. That is the answer.
All right, sir, stay on with me. Stay on with me, sir. I'm also being joined by Ira Trivedi. We are also being joined by, she's an author, a yoga guru. We have also been joined by Meghna Pant, activist, writer. Ira, I wanted to come to you. Do you believe what the BMC right now is doing as far as Kangana's residence is concerned, her office is concerned, is a vindictive act?
Yes, absolutely. It's just been that I really feel like in such an issue which has become such an important public affair, for multiple reasons. It's multiple reasons. And I think the fundamental reasons for this becoming igniting the way it has is while there are minor issues, there's also major issues, right? And the police and the government have to maintain sensitivity. And the way they have conducted this with utter insensitivity is appalling, is absolutely appalling. While all they had to do was to be in touch with the media, to give statements so that the public at large understands what they're doing. And now I don't know what the reasons that they've done this, whatever sort of what the ulterior motives are that they've done this, whether there is whether there is an ulterior motive or it's purely, a vindictive act, as you're saying, we don't know. But I think to do it at this particular point in time is awful, is awful. And it just displays the utter insensitivity of our government bureaus, whether it's the police, whether it's the BMC, whatever it is.
But the argument is,
this is the major issue.
The argument is, the argument that a lot of people are now putting forward. Okay, the argument that a lot of people are putting forward, Ira, is the fact that when Rhea Chakraborty is arrested, and we were trying to explore that with the NCB, former NCB official as well, the fact is that the NCB arrested her despite her cooperating. The argument is that, yes, she has been named in any case. On the other hand, Kangana Ranaut, the BMC, said that there is an illegal construction. We are going by the book.
But why now? The question is why now? You know, why right now? Why didn't this happen 1 year ago or 2 years ago? It's not as if her office is new or her house is new. So this is what the problem is, right? This is what the problem is, that why it's all about timing, right? And we haven't seen this now. We've seen this in multiple issues, multiple times, that the government sort of has these cards that they play to their advantage when times are wrong. And that's awful. You know, they shouldn't be doing that. I don't support what Kangana has said, what she's doing. I don't support it at all.
Yes.
But I feel like what has happened right now with the BMC doing these sort of petty acts, I think it's awful. And it just shows the really negative state of affairs right now, you know, that with these government bodies.
Meghna,
why can't there be a little bit more
any comparison between what Rhea possibly is going through and what is happening as far as Kangana Ranaut is concerned? But the fact remains, Meghna, that, you know, it seems that there was an overstep by the agencies, whether you agree with Kangana or not, whether you agree with Rhea or not. In both cases, one thing seems to be common, that there has been a little bit of, at least the argument, you know, looks like that there has been a little overstepping as far as the agencies are concerned, trying to make a point, trying to drive home a point, possibly, you know, a brief which they were supposed to follow.
Yeah. But, you know, Ankit, one can't forget that it's become very obvious to anybody that Kangana is now entering politics, right? Because her film career is almost over. The fact is, you can't start the fire and then cry when you get burnt. Now, because of the political clout that she's using, because she's been protected by the ruling party, she has been afforded, on one hand, Y+ security. But what she's going to learn now is that if you're going to enter political and if you're politics and you're going to play dirty politics, then there's also a downside to it. That, you know, if the BMC has said that they did send her several notices, they've said that, you know, she was in violation around 14 times. And it was an illegal construction taking place. So why is she acting like she can't be touched? That arrogance that has come in. The fact is that Kangana has been playing this victim card. It's become very wearisome. She's lost public sympathy. She's taken the side of fascism. And unfortunately, there's a downside to it as well, which she's learning. And it's a bitter pill to swallow. But unfortunately, if you're entering politics, this is what's going to happen. You know, she's been championed by the ruling party. She's been protected by them.
For a lot of people and for the layman as well, Daniel Francis is also joining us, and I'll get a reaction from Ira on this as well. But Meghna, you know, for a lot of people, they would say, are we just then condoning any sort of dirty games that politicians play? Are we trying to then say that if you play dirty politics, then if something happens against you, you'll have to accept it as a part of the game? I mean, you may or may not agree with what Kangana has been saying and the way she has been behaving, but does that give the BMC the right to go at a time when they had already, the court had already put a stop of demolition till 30th of September, when there have been thousands of other cases with BMC still pending? It just looks like the government is acting in a very petty manner.
They probably are, but, you know, Ankit, the fact remains that one thing that women in India have, I think there's a message in this over the last 1 week that any woman in India is taking away, that just like the state machinery did not protect Rhea, we've seen that the treatment that has been meted out to Rhea, especially over the last 1 week, it's worse than what has been given to criminals in the rarest of rare cases. There was no one to protect her. There was no one to take her side. Feminists like me were abused for even standing up for her. The fact is that the state machinery does not protect our women in India, and Kangana's case is now proving that it doesn't matter which side of politics you're playing it. You'll still be a victim of state machinery because of your gender. Maybe it's that, I don't know. But the fact still remains that there are two different cases, and parallels cannot be drawn. I know they're taking place at the same time, but they're interconnected for different issues. And, you know,
I agree, and that is exactly what I started this debate with. I'm not trying to draw a parallel as far as both these cases are concerned, even the circumstances and of both these women. The only thing that I'm trying to see here is whether the NCB, which possibly could have not arrested Riya Chakrabarti because they did not have enough material. Did they overstep, and is the BMC now being vindictive? I'm only talking about the agencies and nothing more or less. I'm not trying to draw a parallel between both these women. But Daniel Francis, how does the BMC, which already at this moment is overburdened by a dilapidated infrastructure in Mumbai. There are more than 70 flyovers which need repair. This is according to the BMC officials. There are 45 complaints which already are pending. The court had very clearly said that there was no need for demolition in the COVID time till 30th of September. What was the hurry for the BMC to go within 2 days and try and demolish this? You have given the BMC and the government, the way they have acted, has given this on a platter to Kangana Ranaut.
See, this is not an ordinary BMC. This is a Shiv Sena held and led BMC. And, while I am no spokesperson for the Shiv Sena, I would say that the war that Kangana Ranaut has waged on the Sena and the way she's used these words against Uddhav Thackeray, they are getting back at her through this demolition, and they're sending her a strong message that because, see, if you see the relationship between Sena and the stars and the Bollywood and the entertainment industry, all have to come to Matoshri and, have a very good relationship with the Thackerays. And all have had a very good relationship with the Thackerays and received patronage from the Thackerays to live and survive in the Sena, in Mumbai. So, with, there are very few actors who actually challenged the Thackerays the way they have. And it's Kangana versus Thackerays now, and now we'll wait and watch where it really goes.
I don't understand I don't understand are you trying to tell me that if somebody speaks against Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, even if somebody has been disrespectful for Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, against Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, the answer would be the bulldozers of BMC reaching their doorsteps? Is there a justification for that?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that one important thing is that this is absolutely political now, and the way Kangana is hitting out at the Sena will use all it at its disposal to hit out at Kangana. It's going to get more colorful in the days to come. The war is open. It was just the first round today. Let's see what's going to happen in the next. Let me tell you one thing. The fact of the matter is that, but if you want to live in Mumbai, you need to have a very good relationship with the Thackerays. And, they had a very patchy relationship with some stars in the past. You have seen it, whether it was Shah Rukh, whether it was Salman,
what Daniel is saying is something that possibly is what that Kangana Ranaut and her team is going to use. She is now going to stand up and say, like Daniel said, that if you want to live in Mumbai, then you will have to, in fact, have a good relationship with the Thackerays and the BMC. Kangana Ranaut is exactly going to use this. He already is, to say that I'm standing up against the mighty. And that is going to, in a way, whitewash everything logical or illogical that she has been speaking about in the last few months.
But Ankit, it will take a very foolish mind to buy into that, because she's being protected by the ruling party. And India is much bigger than Mumbai, isn't it? So, I mean, let's not let her not play this victim card. I've been saying this again and again. It's getting a bit wearisome. She's lost her credibility completely with people. The fact is, to win political clout, she's defamed everything that has made her what she is today. Her city, her industry, her gender. It's very disappointing. I'm from Himachal. I'm a fellow artist from Himachal. And she used to be a feminist icon for all of us a few years back, and look at where she's fallen to. You cannot be a crusader for justice when the only justice you have is for your own political aspirations.
For some people, she has risen.
So that's...
I don't agree with...
Hold on. Daniel, hold on, one by one. We don't do the debate like this, one by one. So let her just quickly complete. Ira is back. We lost her connection in between. And then I want to go to Ira Trivedi for a quick reaction. Meghna, quickly complete.
Yeah. No, Ankit, just to wrap up, I mean, you can just look at the optics also. We are mentioning Riya, one person is walking like, like a sherni, and the other one is walking like a bhigi bildi. So just look at the optics of what is happening, and you'll see what the difference is. Who's the victim and who's the perpetrator? It's very obvious. I mean, just look at the optics.
Yes. Ira, the point that Meghna was also making, and, Daniel also touched upon that. The fact is that if you are if you are getting your hands dirty as far as getting completely aligned politically towards one ideology, if you are overtly seen as taking support and patronage of a political party, then this is all fair game in politics. You will have to pay the price as possibly the Shiv Sena style of politics if you are in Mumbai.
This seems ludicrous to me. This seems ludicrous to me. You know, I think that, no, this is not the way it is. You know what I mean? Not so blatantly, not so publicly. This is illegal. You know, to say, you know, this is completely awful. This is not the way our country should function. This is not the way any democracy should function. And while, yes, they may have a legal stand that they sent 14 notices or whatever it is, to do it now when you're completely right. There's 70 flyovers in Mumbai which need more, you know, looking at. Mumbai hasn't even fully opened up yet. And yet they're breaking down someone's office in someone's house. This is awful, you know, and Meghna is right that India is bigger, but then there's a lot of regional politics at play. You know, there's a lot of regional politics at play from state to state, from state to nation. And,
yes,
you know, now let's see. You know, let's see how it plays out. Is the BJP going to protect Kangana? Are they going to do something?
You know, Ira,
Are they
very
going
quickly,
to, you know, is this
and
going to get,
I've been stressing on this,
you know,
that we can't draw parallels to the situations that both these women are in because of the, because of the very different parallel cases that are going on and the situation that they find themselves in. But if somebody says that the BMC has been vindictive, then are we also ready to accept that possibly the agencies have also overstepped when it comes to Rhea Chakrabarti? Is she also being largely a victim of politics which is being played?
Yes,
we are seeing
absolutely.
Sushant Singh Rajput being the poster boy right now in Bihar.
Yes, absolutely. She's been made a pawn. You know, they needed someone to blame. And a lot of people are saying that this is all till Bihar elections, you know, because Sushant Singh was from Bihar. There's a lot of emotional sentiment there. You know, he really was a big success story in Bihar. You know, people say there's casteism at play. People say it's, Bengalis versus Biharis at play. This is why it's going on. So who knows, you know, but I definitely think whatever it is, poor Rhea Chakrabarti hasn't made a pawn, you know, and whether she's guilty or not guilty or whatever it is, it's just the way that it's just all been handled, you know. It could have been done in a quiet way. It could have been done. After all, she's a young woman, you know, she's a young woman with her entire life in front of her.
Okay, I'm completely out of time. 20 seconds in conclusion to Daniel and to Meghna Pant. Meghna, to you, while as Ira says, Rhea may be a pawn in this game, does Kangana also look like that she's being played politically, or is she the one who is playing the politics very smartly?
Ankit, look at the courage, look at the arrogance with which Kangana is talking. She is calling an Indian state Pakistan, and the only reason she's not in jail or getting death and rape threats the way people like me are, by the way, for standing up for somebody like Rhea over the last month, is because of the protection, like you said, because of the patronage of the ruling party. There's a nexus going on right now between certain TV channels. You've seen this yourself. Between the ruling party and between people like Kangana. She could have used her platform to do some good. She could have raised mental health awareness about these issues. She could have fought for her agenda. And instead, she's put her own political aspirations ahead of all ideology that should have been based on principle. So I'm sorry, but I can't take her side on this. I have found her channel and taken her side many times, but this time I cannot condone her actions anymore.
Okay, Daniel Francis, I can only give you 20 seconds very quickly, but whatever way it plays, Rhea Chakrabarti being victimized or Kangana Ranaut being propped up and behind this, you know, whatever way the BJP plays, the fact is Uddhav Thackeray government seems to be getting played by walking into this trap. It's shameful that the BMC has to control COVID-19 cases, and right now they are busy demolishing despite the, orders of the court.
No, that's order of the regional politics. You know, regional politics are played on very high and emotive and emotional issues. And somehow this issue of the Sushant Singh murder or the suicide, whatever it is alleged, or Kangana's stand on taking on this has become a flashpoint in the regional politics of Mumbai. With Sena on one side and the BJP on the other side supporting Kangana Ranaut. with what's happening.
You know, that I think,
let me tell you one
ladies
thing.
and gentlemen, has become a very sad
a lot of
part.
Maharashtrians,
Very quickly.
a lot of Maharashtrians are very, very upset with the way Kangana Ranaut has targeted Uddhav Thackeray and Mumbai. And
That is exactly what I'm trying to say. Shiv Sena is playing to the Marathi gallery in Maharashtra, to their local audience, and possibly the BJP, with the way Fadnavis has come out, is also playing to a national audience. The audience is different, but the game of politics is on. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on this discussion on 6 p.m. Prime. The fact it remains that no matter which way you see it, the agencies with Kangana Ranaut, with Riya Chakraborty, who has been vilified, the fact is that at this moment, Sushant Singh Rajput's case was the starting point, and right now, Sushant Singh Rajput and possible justice for him has somewhere lost between all the surround sound, the noise that we are seeing with Kangana Ranaut, and of course on the other side, trying to victimize and pinpoint the blame on one woman, that is Riya Chakraborty.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.